you've done well. And I will come and visit you very time ago. I'll also come at Christmas. But we
you need to send it, you'll be there with them.
Well, I've got a professional this year.
A professional?
A professional.
Oh, I can't handle that.
You've done well,
yeah,
and we all appreciate what you've done.
I can't compete with a professional.
Well, thanks anyway. Thanks.
Thank you. I'm really sorry about the snooker. I really meant Paul.
No, I'm sorry. You can't make mistakes like that at the World Championships. That's to the whole world. And anyway, I'd just like to introduce you, please, to our new star, the Jack Halligan Show, please.
Better see that Al gets a bit of counselling there. Mate, you'll be right, Al, after a bit of counselling. Ladies and gentlemen, like most of you, I've got quite a good history of pool in our family. In fact, my grandfather loves a game of pool, and just before we came away this time, I asked grandfather how his sex life was. He said it's like playing pool with a piece of rope. Last time I came home after I went away, I went down the local pub. First person I saw was my granddad. He's out on the bench outside the pub crying his eyes out. I said, what's the matter, Granddad? He said, while you're away, Jack, he said, I got married to a 19-year-old nymphomaniac. I said, mate, you should be happy, you shouldn't be sad. I said, what's the problem? He said, I've forgotten where I live. I've actually got an English doctor back home. He used to practice here in England, and he immigrated to Australia. He's old too. He's about 80 years old. He told me a story when he was here, when he was practicing here as a doctor. He had this lady come into him one day, and she said, Doctor, I've got a very unusual problem. And he said, what is it? She said, I'll show you. But she lifts up her top, and on her chest is the big letter L. And the doctor continued to tell me, he said, well, in the old days, all the football teams, on the front of their football jumper, they had the capital of the name of the club. And this lady had the letter L right on the middle of her chest. And he said, how did you get that? And she said, well, it's my husband. He's a footballer. And he's a little bit kinky, you see. And when he's all hot and sweaty after the match, instead of having a shower with the rest of the guys, he races home and makes love to me with his footy jumper on. He plays for Liverpool. The doctor said, lady, it's not a medical problem. He said, just tell him to take the footy jumper off. It's all wet. That's why the big L's getting on your chest. The following week, another lady turned up. Doctor, I've got a very embarrassing problem. He said, what is it? She said, I'll show you. She lifts up her top. She got the big letter A on her chest. He said, how'd you get that? She said, it's my husband. He's a footballer. He's a little bit kinky. Instead of having a shower with the rest of the boys after the match, races home, makes love to me with his footy jumper on. Plays for Arsenal. The doctor said, tell him to take the footy jumper off and you'll be right. She goes away. The following week, another woman's turned up. Same story. Doctor, got a very embarrassing problem. He said, what is it? She said, I'll show you. Lifts up her top. She's got the big letter M on her chest. He says, I know. Your husband's a footballer. She said, yes. He said, he's a little bit kinky, isn't he? She said, yes. He said, he doesn't have a shower with the rest of the boys after the match. He races home and makes love to you with his footy jumper on, doesn't he? She said, yes. He said, he plays for Manchester, doesn't he? She said, no, he plays for Wolverhampton. I travel around Australia, pubs and clubs. And I went to one hotel one night. They usually supposed to supply accommodation, but it was a lovely. The publican was fairly old, but he had a lovely young wife. And they were doing renovations at the time, and he said, Jack, we've got some bad news. He said, we've only got one bed. He said, we're going to all have to jump in it. You and I and the missus. I said, well, I had a look at her, and I said, yeah, okay. Anyway, she was in the middle. And we jumped into bed, and we were there for about an hour or so, and the next thing I get a tap on the shoulder off the missus. She said, do you want to have a bit of fun? I said, all right. I said, what about him? He might wake up. She said, no, he sleeps like a log. She says, I'll just check though. She rolls him over and pulls the hair off his bum, just to make sure he's still asleep. Pop, nothing happened. You beauty. Away we go. About 2 hours later, she gives me another tap. Want to have a bit more fun? I said, oh, bloody hell. Hang on, I'll just roll him over, make sure he's still asleep. Rolls him over, boom, pulls another hair off his bum. He's still asleep, beauty. Let's go for it. This happened 3 times. About 6 o'clock in the morning, 4th go. She taps me up, you want to have a bit of fun? I said, oh, we better check he's still asleep. She rolls him over, pulls the hair off his bum. Bloke woke up, he rolled over, he said to me, listen here, mate, I don't mind you shagging me missus, but stop using me arse as a scoreboard. Of course, when you're on the road all the time, ladies and gentlemen, you don't get much time with the kids. My kids got to that age where they started to ask all the awkward questions, and I'm just never home. Like, I mean, all I could do, I was home one weekend, I thought, what can I do with these kids asking all these awkward questions, you know? So I thought, well, what I'll do, I'll take the whole family, the kids and the missus, myself, and we'll go down the nudist beach. And the kids can get their sex education down there. So we're down the nudist beach, and my young bloke, young Gaylord, Gaylord Farquhar Halligan, young Gaylord came up, he said, Dad, he said, how come some guys have got big dongers and other guys have got little dongers? I said, well, son, it's like this. I said, you see, the guys with the big dongers are real dumb. And the guys with the little dongers are real smart. Well, I couldn't make it down the beach one weekend. Kids went with them. Came home, young Gaylord raced up to me. He said, Dad, you'll never guess what happened down the beach today. I said, what happened, son? And he said, this guy came up and started talking to Mum, Dad. And he was real dumb. And the longer he talked, the dumber he got. Don't get worried, Dad. Mum took him behind the sand dunes and gave him a good talking to. Because when he come back, he was real smart.